Welcome back from that break. It's now time for our next discussion. You know, a girl child is a unique being created by God with special qualities that makes her stand out in her chosen field of endeavor. And educating a girl child is like educating the whole nation. That's why we'll be looking at equitable and inclusive education assets. And I have my namesake here in person of Amina Abubakar to do justice to this. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Abuja.
Good morning, Amina.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for having me.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Good to
Thank
have
you
you
for
here.
having me. Yeah, glad to be here.
Okay, let's start. Inclusive and equitable education access, especially to the girl child. Why are you passionate about this?
So, I believe that education is the surest passport to a great future.
Mhm.
Using myself as an example, I was married quite early on in life,
Okay.
and I believe that I was able to navigate through a lot of challenges, including going through school studying engineering. And that was in Maiduguri when there was Boko Haram and many other challenges. And financial crisis at that time because of limited opportunities, markets getting affected, and so on. I was able to navigate through those challenges, like I would always say, because I read and I read widely. So I read my way through every challenge. And I believe that if all the girls and all the women would be equipped with something as powerful as the ability to read and then have access to those resources that will empower them with a change of mindset kind of tools, they are going to reach their highest potential. And once a woman is able to get to a certain stage in her life, it affects her whole community. She makes sure that everybody else is empowered. She makes sure that her children get to the best schools. And, we are able to break out the cycle of poverty. So that is why I am very passionate. I am a living testimony of the ability.
Wow, and you're great. You've made it well. Engineering.
When she now mentioned the fact that she studied during the Boko Haram period and Maiduguri,
That's stressful.
I happen to be from Maiduguri, but then I didn't experience the Boko Haram.
Okay.
Well, so can you share a specific initiative strategy that has proven effective in ensuring your equitable access to education in that particular marginalized community?
So yes, there are many initiatives, but one that really stands out for me is the Accelerated Learning Program. We call it ACLEARN at the FlexiSAR Foundation.
Okay.
Because ACLEARN is for short, Accelerated Learning, ACLEARN.
Okay.
This type of program compresses the 9-year educational curriculum, basic education, into 3 years. It's targeted at over 8 children, and they're able to write their JSCE after 3 years.
Wow.
If it is implemented very well, yes. So it has proven very effective because there is community involvement in the program, and it is non-formal learning. The community sets up the PTA, the community implements the program themselves. What we bring is we bring the technical expertise, we bring resources like money, and maybe even the community also provides a venue for learning. Or if we're using something called the mobile classroom, which we move from one community to the other, that's when we need a space to station that classroom, and the community provides that as well. So because of that partnership with the community and the flexible kind of learning environment, most importantly, these girls are not taken out of their communities because many parents don't trust people. They'll be like, where are you coming from? What do you want to teach our children? And they can't take the trouble to come and see what you're doing. But this program, we start with very thorough community engagement for 3 months. The community gets to know us, gets to trust us. We assure them that, look, we're not here to come and run because of elections. We're here to stay. And because of that partnership and very committed kind of work that we do with the Accelerated Learning Program, you begin to see the impact in a little less than 12 months. Last month, just earlier this month, we had the Walk for Education, which is an advocacy-based initiative of the FlexiSAR Foundation. One of our girls, Lubabatu, she was online, she was speaking to NTA, advocating for quality education for every girl, speaking to government. And those children were only enrolled sometime around May last year. So in a little less than 18 months, because of the tailored approach to training those girls, to training those children, you are able to see the impact. It's difficult, but it is very effective.
Wow. Based on your passion, what are the challenges you face trying to promote girl child education?
So first, one of the major challenges is political will, because a lot of people um, don't see the need to go deep in investing in education because it doesn't give immediate results.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
even for the politicians, many of them are just after their interests. They want to use something that will help them win elections or win the hearts of the people. Most of the time, education is not one of them because it takes time for you to start seeing results. Like I'm telling you now, it took us about 3 months to properly engage the community, then start to implement those projects, challenges every day, solving them. And then after 18 months, that's when we begin to see a lot of results coming out. So many people are not that resilient having to invest in those type of programs because they want something they're able to report very early and very rapidly. Another thing that is a really strong barrier is there is actually a lot of gender stereotyping in those communities. So when you go, they're easily able to release the boys. But when you want them to release the girls, they'll be like,
Who is going to cook for them?
there is no use because she's going to end up married anyway. But what they don't understand is there are communities that have invested in that education and have seen results.
Definitely.
Especially if that investment is targeted at the girl child. You will almost always see results that are really far-reaching results as compared to educating the boy child. Not that it's not important, but that girl child, statistics prove that about 70% of her income is reinvested back into her community.
Definitely, yes.
So, even seeing those statistics and every additional year of schooling for the girl child improves her future income by 10%.
Wow.
So those are all statistics that we need to use and convince people. But you have to get a community that has strong religious leaders before they are able to listen, or strong community leaders as well. So those barriers with the parents, their kind of mindset, you go on a behavior change kind of program. If you're lucky, you get to help a few girls. If you're not, then most of the time it takes a long while for them to listen. Another major barrier to investing in girls' education is distances to schools. That's why we feel the accelerated program is a very effective approach because it meets them in the community. Many parents say it's not safe for them to release their girls to go that far to school and then take another long while to come back. Even those that are passionate and want the girls to read, they just feel like it's unnecessary because it exposes her to a lot of risk, like gender-based violence. The girl is more vulnerable than the boy most of the time. And so those factors actually provide a very, a very strong block to the girl being able to access quality education and reaching her full potential.
Great challenges.
We have an educationist in the house. I can see you nodding your head, and
nodding because
I'm my head.
I'm getting along
being
with
educated.
Definitely,
Being educated. So let's talk about the success stories. About this underserved communities. For the girls. You talked about Lubaba too.
Yes.
We'd like to hear
have
more
success stories.
Like absolutely. So we also have a girl that we change their name sometimes just to protect them and so on. But there is Salma. Salma comes from a nomadic community. When we went to the community, they refused to listen to us. I had to speak Fulfulde to them, and then they were excited. They were like, "Okay, so she's one of us."
Sister.
Yes. So they agreed to let us take Salma to school. This girl is really fantastic. She loves to learn. At that time, we went to the community. She was just about to be married off to a suitor. She was around 13 years old. That was around 4 years ago. She had never been to school, but when we went to the schools, we told the school, okay, you can take her to grade 1 and let's monitor and see. But because of her enthusiasm, immediately after, we also do catch-up programs for them and be able to empower them to at least read and write so that they can thrive in a school setting where there are so many children. The teachers are not able to provide that one-on-one approach with them. You have to learn to be able to read to cope in such classrooms. Salma learned how to read. And before you know it, she was double promoted to grade 3. And then after grade 3, she was taken to grade 5. This year, she finished her common entrance. She aced it with very good results, and now she went into JS1. So Salma is a great inspiration for other girls in the community. The mother is very happy because most of the time you find that the women don't have much say. They want it for their children. They know that that poverty that they have been ridden into is because they don't really have that strong education. They can be like many other women they admire. So they want it for their girls. And Salma is a living inspiration for many of those girls in that community.
Wow, your final thought, we don't have time.
Yes, we don't
but your
have time.
final word to those parents who are still finding it difficult to let their girl child acquire education.
So my final words for those parents, I would say, if you educate a man, you educate one person. But if you educate a woman, you educate the whole world. And so I am talking to those parents and encouraging them to let their girls come out and reach their full potential. Let the girls be mirrors for each other. Let them be inspiration for each other. And you, parent, will be the one that will be proud one day to beat your chest and say, yes, I am glad that I did. I took that step to invest in my girl, and today I am reaping results. We are out of poverty, and our community is known globally because of my little girl. That is my final word for the parents.
Wow, thank you so much. I
you.
learned a lot
So
from
well.
you. I learned a lot. There's passion to educate the girl child, because without education for the girl child, the nation is gone.
Absolutely.
The nation is gone
absolutely
totally.
agree.
Wow. You know, she's talking about the girl child, and we are the girl child, you know, and we are parents. We've been educated, and we have to give back to the girl child. Not just the girl child, but I like what she said. She said if you educate one boy, you're just educating him. But when you educate a girl, you are educating the community. Please put that in your thoughts.